The market had never known such silence. Even the wind seemed to pause. The drums had stopped. There she was, Adeobi, daughter of the greatest native doctor who ever walked the earth. Bald, barefoot, her wrapper hung loose on her frail frame. As she slowly raised her head, the villagers gasped. It was her, the strange one, the one people only saw near forest and moonlight. She trembled. Her lips quivered as her eyes darted across the crowd. She seemed to be talking to herself. It wasn't supposed to be like this. I did it well, or so I thought. I followed the steps, the routes, the words. But I didn't finish the incantations. Her voice was shaking. Her arms hung by her side. So it turned on itself. Tears ran down her face. Forgive me, she suddenly screamed, to no one and everyone. No one moved. She looked straight at Nkem, whose expression remained cold. Stern. Still. Adeobi tried to rise. Her hand lifted, as if she had more to say. Then her eyes rolled back. She dropped to the ground. Dead. The great silence and fear in the air was suddenly broken by loud cries and screams. Obinna clutched a stall for support. His knees buckled. He looked at the body of the woman who had just died for him. Nkem stood rooted, her expression unreadable. Her eyes blinked slowly, like her mind was somewhere else entirely. Adeobi's body was carried away that night, wrapped in a thick white cloth. The elders said not to speak her name for 3 days. They said the spirit world was angry. So the village held its breath. It was believed that the curse on Obinna was broken when she died. Whispers rise. She's gone. Adeobi is dead. Why would she do this? But no one had answers. The only thing louder than the silence was the suspicion. All speculations turned to Amara. She had motive. She was too close in a strange way. She had always been close. She would have paid Adeobi to curse him, they said. They called her a witch. Children threw stones at her hut, calling her names and running off. Someone tied a dead bird to her doorpost. She could no longer sleep. So one morning, she wore a plain white wrapper, her face pale with fear, and walked barefoot to the square. She stood before the stone of Izimio, the god who sees all. And she raised her hands. If I, Amora, ever cursed Obinna, may I fall dead now. The village held its breath. Nothing happened. Seconds passed and turned to minutes. She was still standing strong to everyone's amazement. Then Amora dropped her arms and walked away. That was the moment the village knew. Amora was clearly innocent. Obinna and Nkem returned to their normal life. Nkem had reopened the restaurant with Obinna. Customers came. The smell of soup returned to the market. Things seemed to be going well for the couple. Happiness and laughter returned. Until it did not. Suddenly Nkem. She no longer slept. Her nights were a battlefield. Every night she tossed, turned, screamed. In her dreams, a faceless figure chased her. Through fire, through rivers, through her own home. No voice, just terror. She would wake up sweating, shaking, with marks on her body. She began to fear the night, even fear her own shadow. Obinna held her every night, comforting her. But something in his spirit whispered, "This is not over." Then came the 7th day. That afternoon, the market was full. The sun was kind. Buying and selling took place with ease. Then came the scream. "You! All of you!" A figure came running into the market square as though it was pursued by a ghost, barefoot, hair undone. eyes wild, looking restless like a mad person. He never loved me. Everyone turned. It was Nkem, looking like a shadow of herself. Her wrapper loose, hair wild, eyes sunken. She stumbled into the square like a mad woman. "You all judged me," she shouted. "He was mine. Mine." Women backed away. A trader dropped her tray. He was drifting away from me. He stayed out late. Started talking with women privately. He stopped touching me. Her voice cracked. People froze. I thought maybe it was because I didn't give him a child. Gasps. So I went to Adeobi. I told her to make a charm for me, a love charm. I was losing him, he was slipping away from me. Her voice cracked continuously. I begged her. I paid her. I was desperate. I thought this would give me back my husband, the man I got married to. Children covered their ears. Women gasped. But when nothing changed, I went back to find her and she was gone. She had vanished. Nkem shook her head violently. So I went to the forest to seek help. I met Mama Ogodi, the one who sees but says nothing. Her eyes watered. She spoke in riddles. I didn't understand her. I thought the gods were angry with me. I didn't know Adeobi would come to the market like that. It dawned on me the day Adeobi died that the charm was not done right and it backfired. She fell to her knees. I can no longer sleep, Adeobi's spirit is restless, and now it haunts me. I have no peace. I only wanted my husband to love me again. I didn't mean for this to happen. I didn't mean to curse him. I love him so much, she cried. I just wanted to save my marriage from collapsing. The market was silent. People stared in disbelief. Obinna, shocked, took one slow step forward. He spoke. I cannot believe what I am hearing. I must be dreaming, he said. I remember the day Adeobi died. I sat on the floor that night at home and cried, not just because she died, but because a deep voice in my spirit whispered, "The guilt you feel is misplaced." I didn't understand this. I wanted answers I know I couldn't get. So it broke me. Now, it all makes sense. Nkem, my wife who cried every night for me, has cursed me. He was pained. Everyone could see this on his face. Then suddenly, he dropped to his knees. But not for Nkem. Then what happened next was not expected at all. He began to laugh. A cold, broken laugh. The kind that makes your skin crawl. Everyone was confused as they expected a different reaction. He looked up and said, "Then let me confess too." Nkem blinked in confusion. Confess? To what she thought? The villagers gasped again. Obinna began to speak. "While you threw me to the wolves and tried to get me back, I was already sleeping with Amora." Gasps. Shouts. All eyes turned towards the same Amora as he walks to meet her. Then putting his hand on her belly, he announced, "She's 4 months pregnant." The crowd shouted, "She will give me the child you never could." Abomination. Abomination. Voices rose. Obinna turned, grabbed Amora's hand from the crowd, and they ran. Through the trees. Past the shrine. They were never seen again. Some say they fled to another village. Others say they crossed the river at night and changed their names. Nkem was almost out of breath. She looked like she had no way to live again. The fall of Nkem. Nkem never returned to the restaurant. The restaurant became a ghost house. The pots turned cold. Some say she began walking in circles at night. And then, she vanished. No goodbyes. No scream. No prayer. Moral of the story. Evil never walks alone. It always returns to claim its maker. You can't force love without bearing something first, and sometimes it's yourself. Wickedness always asks for more than you're willing to pay. Be good to yourself even when love isn't. Please like, follow, and share for more. Thank you.